In the 6th century, approximately 100 million people, roughly a fifth of the world's population, were brutally wiped out by a mysterious and highly infectious disease that would become known as the Plague of Justinian. This catastrophic event, named after the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I, would have far-reaching consequences that would shake the very foundations of the ancient world. The plague's origins are shrouded in mystery, but it is believed to have originated in the Sasanian Empire, before spreading rapidly throughout the Mediterranean basin, Europe, and the Near East, leaving devastation in its wake. As the disease spread, Emperor Justinian I, who ruled the Byzantine Empire from 527 to 565, found himself at the epicenter of the catastrophe, his court historian Procopius chronicling the horrors that unfolded. Procopius' accounts paint a vivid picture of a disease that seemed to appear out of nowhere, its symptoms both terrifying and inexplicable. The plague, which is now believed to have been caused by the bubonic plague bacterium, was characterized by its rapid onset, high fever, and the formation of painful swellings, or buboes, in the groin, armpits, and neck. These symptoms were often followed by a swift and agonizing death, leaving the living to wonder if they would be the next to succumb to the disease. As the plague spread, panic set in, and the once great city of Constantinople, the imperial capital, was transformed into a city of the dead, its streets littered with the bodies of the victims. The contagion arrived in Roman Egypt in 541, and from there, it spread rapidly around the Mediterranean Sea, infecting every corner of the Byzantine Empire. By 543, the plague had spread to every corner of Justinian's empire, its reach seemingly unstoppable. The disease showed no mercy, striking down the rich and the poor, the young and the old, with equal ferocity. Emperor Justinian I himself contracted the disease in 542, but miraculously recovered, a fact that would be seen by some as a divine sign, while others would view it as a cruel twist of fate. As the plague tightened its grip on the empire, the social and economic fabric of society began to unravel. Trade and commerce came to a grinding halt, as cities were quarantined and ports were closed. The empire's economy, which had been thriving under Justinian's rule, began to collapse, plunging the population into poverty and despair. The plague's impact on Eastern Roman society was particularly severe, as the traditional social and cultural norms were turned upside down. The plague created a sense of desperation and hopelessness, as people struggled to come to terms with the scale of the disaster that had befallen them. The plague's effects were not limited to the Byzantine Empire, as it spread to northern Europe and the Arabian Peninsula, leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. By 544, the plague had spread around the Mediterranean Sea, and by 549, it had persisted in northern Europe and the Arabian Peninsula, a grim reminder that the disease was still active, still killing. The plague's severity and impact remain debated among scholars, but one thing is certain: it was a catastrophe of epic proportions, one that would have a profound and lasting impact on European and Near Eastern history. As the plague raged on, the cultural and religious landscape of the affected regions underwent a profound transformation. The plague created a sense of existential dread, as people struggled to make sense of the disaster that had befallen them. Many turned to religion, seeking answers to the questions that plagued them, while others turned to superstition and mysticism. The plague also created a sense of social and cultural upheaval, as traditional norms and values were challenged by the harsh realities of the disease. The Plague of Justinian was a watershed moment in human history, a moment that would shape the course of European and Near Eastern society for centuries to come. It was a reminder of the fragility of human life, and the power of disease to destroy even the greatest civilizations. As we look back on this dark chapter in human history, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance and preparedness in the face of disease, and the need to learn from the mistakes of the past. The plague of Justinian may be a distant memory, but its impact still lingers, a haunting reminder of the horrors that can be unleashed when disease is left to spread unchecked. In the end, it is not the number of dead that is most striking, but the fact that the plague seemed to come out of nowhere, a mysterious and malevolent force that struck at the very heart of human civilization. The plague of Justinian remains a dark and sinister chapter in human history, a grim reminder of the power of disease to destroy and devastate. As we reflect on this tragic event, we are left with a haunting question: what other secrets lie hidden in the shadows of history, waiting to be uncovered, and what other horrors may be lurking in the darkness, waiting to strike? The plague of Justinian may be a relic of the past, but its legacy lives on, a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the unknown, and the importance of being prepared for the unexpected.